Okay, so I am going to try to talk you through what I did to design Schoology for kindergarten, and I hope that this makes sense. Um, so what I did was I took my ELA course and turned it into Miss Miller and Miss King's kindergarten because we co-teach. So when the kids go in here, they're going to open this up and they're going to see the folders Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Each folder would really look the same each day. So if we go into the Monday folder, then you see morning work and afternoon work. So I try to break it into two different groups. The kids can go into morning work and to the morning work classroom. So I used a Bitmoji classroom to do this. And I actually kept it really simple. I know that it looks overwhelming, but it really wasn't that bad. Um, so what I have here is I have three links basically, because in the morning, really all they're doing is the read aloud. So if they click here on today's story, that's going to
Welcome
take
back to our
them
channel. Please subscribe.
to this one. Now, probably I would read it myself, but I just put that one in there just to set it up to see how it would work. So that would take them off to the story to hear the interactive read aloud. Sorry, my daughter's blowing up my text. Okay, if you go here to the class chat, this will be our symbol for the class chat, and going here would take you into the Zoom. So they could get directly into the Zoom from that. And clicking on me would do the same. It would take you into the Zoom. So either way, that's how the kids are going to get into getting on Zoom with me for the synchronous learning. So they go back to morning work when they're done. And that really is it for the morning because that's everything else is synchronous. So in the afternoon, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to go in, except this time they're going into the afternoon work. And I used Bitmoji, but you could put anything there as a symbol. Go into the afternoon work. And then I have the afternoon divided out into two sections because there was so much different stuff that they had to do that I wanted to keep each screen sort of simple. So they'll go to number 1. And this brings up their number 1 Bitmoji classroom. So this is going to be our differentiated reading groups. So what I've done here is I've created basically their choices here. So reading, if you click on this actually takes them off to Storyline Online. But you could link this to anything. You could relink it to the read aloud from the morning if they wanted to hear that again. They could go off and just read a book from their house. You could use Books or Epic. Any kind of a reading platform could be linked there. For writing, what I did was I linked to a handwriting lesson. So this is going to be their handwriting. And
Please
I linked
click
it,
and subscribe.
again, I linked it to YouTube just because it was already made and I didn't have time to make a lesson on top of everything else. But probably what I'll do is link that to my own handwriting lesson for the kids to watch. And then down here is this would link to computer work. I linked it to some boom cards to get some different kinds of assessment. Boom cards are a nice way to assign like a little practice work to see like if they really understand beginning sounds and things like that. So that's how I did it. And then of course there would be me over here. So again, clicking on me would take it back to Zoom. So that would be the synchronous part of the lesson where I'm working with my small groups. And the same way the group chat would also link the same way. All right, so then we can come back to afternoon work and we can do part 2. So what I did here for part 2 of the afternoon work is I kind of put science and math together. So for science, what I did was created an asynchronous lesson. Again, I just linked it to YouTube for right now, a thing about weather. But probably
Smile
what I
and
would do
learn.
is record my
Hi.
own science lesson. And some of that's going to be synchronous as well. So there'll be multiple things there. If it's going to be a synchronous lesson, I would just assign the Zoom so they can go on the Zoom with me. If it's going to be an asynchronous lesson, then I would assign, a video that I made or whatever it is that I'm assigning here. I would just link it to this. I chose a window. Um, Over here, we've got our link to Dreambox. So if they click on here, that takes them to Dreambox, to the login. And once their parents log them in once, they should hopefully be logged in and able to go on again and again. And then I threw in boom cards as well. If I needed an assessment to see if they were understanding, I can assign a set of boom cards to see that they're understanding something. And then again, up here, just me clicks to right to the Zoom. So that is basically how I laid out the class. I hope that that makes sense. I used Bitmoji because I feel like images are going to be the easiest thing for kids to navigate. And obviously, during the first week, you would spend time, walking them through it and showing them what each thing does and where it takes them and how to navigate it. But for me, I feel like this is going to keep them from having to jump in and out of courses and folders so much, and it might streamline the process a little bit. So let me know what you think. Thanks.